answer that, don't you? I bet it's just killing you seeing the soft glow just inches away. Someone wants to tell you something or ask you something. Oh, come on, answer it already. Just so we're clear, that wasn't my fault. Next time, ignore your inner voice. Don't text and drive.
Stay up on what's happening here at Power. We've got new shows, new guests, and new events that help us connect with the community. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Power 108.9. You can also go to power1089.com to get all
testing
of the
1 2 3
updated news
testing
and
1
happenings here
2
at Power.
3.
Thanks for listening.
So good to be here. Thank you. So are you? Thank you. She's a junior in college. Yeah.
RJ, stop yelling.
Right.
That's you. Cheers, cheers. We are here. It is Thursday, y'all. That means it's 7 o'clock. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And I have my diva guest co-host, RJ. Say hey to the people.
Hey, people. All right. It's nice to be here again. All right, ATL.
That's
we got some
right.
special guests in the house.
That's right. We have today. Well, first of all, let me back up because y'all know I don't like to cheers by myself. And we're doing a little something new. I got my wine as I always do, but we're doing a little something new today. We're going to tell you what it is a little later. Give me some cheers, y'all.
They got me.
Yes.
I'm intimidated.
I don't know. We might be a little tipsy tonight, okay? We might talk about some things up in here, okay? But we have Emmy Award winner Victor Hogan, the second, brand and lifestyle specialist Courtney Rhodes, and fashion stylist Brian. He may give us a call a little bit later and tune in and join in on the conversation if he calls us. And today's show is brought to you by Lamar Marie Gourmet Popcorn. And I look forward to talking to you today. Of course, I'm going to ask them that famous question that I ask everyone: is marriage overrated? RJ, is marriage overrated?
Ooh, marriage is not overrated.
Oop, she spilled the beans. We know how RJ feels about it, but we want to ask our guests how they feel about it. We're going to talk about the background in their business concept. What is raising the bar? Okay, raising the bar.
Yes.
It could mean many things, but we're going to hear straight from the peoples who are the creators of Raising the Bar: Victor, Courtney, and Brian. And then we're going to get into some really good relationship talk because their show is based around a lifestyle, and lifestyle brings all kinds of stuff: parenting, relationships, divorce, co-parenting, and all of that. Okay, so we're going to get into all of that when we get back. You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You are listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And my diva guest co-host, RJ Powell. Say hey to the people again.
Hey, people. Hey, people. RJ is in the building.
That's right. So we want to get right on in and introduce my guest today. I'm going to start with the lady, of course. Miss Courtney, tell the people a little bit about you. Where are you from? And a little bit of background as the brand and lifestyle specialist.
So I'm Courtney, people, and I was born in Maryland, but I grew up between South Carolina and Maryland, actually, and I'm just trying to live my little life right now.
That's right. Living your best life.
Yeah.
I love it, and your smile says it.
It does.
If y'all can see that.
It's beautiful.
All right, Victor Hogan II, V-Ho.
The second.
What's happening, sis? What's happening?
Yes, a longtime friend of mine. We don't get to see each other as much as we like. You know, we got kids.
Yeah, life.
You know,
life
husbands,
happens.
wives,
Yeah,
and
life
travel
happens.
and work and all of that.
Right.
You know, every time we get together, it's like we see each other every week. So tell the people, introduce yourself and a little bit of background.
I'm originally from Queens. I'm a kid from South Queens. Been in Atlanta for a minute, so Georgia's my second home. I'm in television and film. Been doing it for about 26 years now. Along the way, I picked up a few awards. I got an Emmy, some tellies. Currently working on several films, network films with some filmmakers here in Atlanta.
Let me tell you, did y'all hear that?
Yeah,
Emmy Award
he
winner.
passed
okay?
right on by it.
Okay.
He's an Emmy Award winner. All right.
So, and he stays busy.
Yeah.
That man works.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I have to ask, RJ, you know, we have to ask this famous question. Is marriage overrated? So we heard from RJ. She said it's not overrated. I don't think I've ever answered the question, but I'm going to start with you, Courtney.
So I think it's absolutely not. I think it's one of the most amazing things that we can do when we make good decisions and choose the right partner, which is key. So I think if you do the work on the front end, it's pretty freaking amazing on the back end.
And I agree.
Okay.
And I agree because it's about those matchups.
Absolutely.
You know, it's about if you don't match up with your partner, it's not going to work anyway.
Courtney, how long have you been married?
3.5 years.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Victor. Is marriage overrated?
Is marriage overrated? Had you asked me this question 10 years ago, I would have said it absolutely is. I would have said yes, don't do it. I'm done with it. But today, it is not overrated at all.
And that's
Okay.
good to hear from a man.
Why do you say that?
It
Why do you
has
say
to be
that?
the right person. I mean, he or she has to be your friend first, like a true partner, someone who like you can ride with and have a good time with. And or is it perfect? No. Are you guys in real time? No. But if you guys can ride together and kind of just see eye to eye on the main things, I mean, that person is your support. Like that's your person. That's like your human. That's like you're my human,
Right.
and I'm your human,
Right.
And we kind of rock together. Like she's got my back, I got her back. When you have the right person, I need her.
Yeah.
That's
Ooh,
right.
I like that. I
Yeah.
need her.
I
Yeah.
love that. I love that.
Yeah.
I think marriage is, we take marriage for granted. but it's
Yeah.
not overrated.
Yeah.
You know what? I like that you say that, RJ, because I've never answered the question. I ask the question all the time, but I don't think I've ever answered the question. And I would say that marriage is overrated. And anyone who knows me knows that I love, hey, honey, I love my honey bun.
I know.
But it's not about just me. You
Right.
know, it's not just about me and the relationship we have, which we'll be married 9 years this year. And I guess when I say overrated, I just more think like, just don't, it's not for everybody. And it has to be the right person, or it can be like the best time. Like me and my husband, we have a good time, like you and Greg.
Yes.
But if not,
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Oh
We
my
don't
God.
just have a partnership. We have a
Friendship.
yes.
Yep.
So I have a question for both of you. So my friend right behind me, my brother,
Okay.
he says, we consider our spouses our best friends. He says that his wife is not his best friend because that's his wife. He's up here, his best friend he don't have to talk to every day, and like they're here. What are your thoughts on that?
So my husband's definitely my best friend. But we were that way before we got married, right? And so I think it's the friendship and the foundation of that friendship is what led to our marriage. Because actually when I met my husband, one of the first things he told me was that he would never get married again. And I was pretty neutral. Like, I was doing, enjoying my life, married or not, right? So,
Sure.
and then as time went on, obviously that changed because we rocked so hard together and we had such an amazing time together. And so, I don't know, I guess it's different for everyone, but he's definitely my best friend. And that's why we got married.
I love it. What are your thoughts, Victor?
Yeah, I pretty much said what Les said. I said after I got
I'm listening.
Yeah, after.
Well, you know what? Because I am finding that more women, we find, our partners to be our best friends,
Right.
and the men don't always see it that way.
Yeah.
I know my husband doesn't call me his best
So
friend.
I'm interested. Well,
here's
Greg
the thing.
calls me we are best friends.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah, here's the thing. Like,
Okay.
I know I did say 10 years ago that I would
Okay.
never get married again. I said it's not happening. After that, first, I was like, yeah, I'm good on this.
Okay.
But then Carrie happened, so she kind of changed that plan. And I can't say she is my best friend.
Beautiful.
And my thing is, I've never been a person to have a lot of
Right.
friends in my circle. People I would call my friend
Right.
because I'm an introvert.
Yeah.
I'm a
Yep.
creative. I'm an artist.
Yep.
So
Yes.
I'm not like the outgoing.
Yes.
People might think that about me.
Right.
They see pictures like, I see Victor all the time.
Right.
No.
Victor, like, don't
No,
get
no.
in my space.
Yeah, no, I'm real particular about my space because I'm funny about that.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
when my
Yes.
wife stepped into that space, I'm like, yo, I could rock with you, and she's like my chick. Like we riding, and I would call her
Loving
my
it.
best friend. Yeah.
And it makes your relationship that
much better because I'm gonna tell you I don't like her all the time. She doesn't like me all the time, but we're friends.
That's
So because
right.
we're friends, I'm like, I can kind of look past it. I'm like, but this is
That's what
this is
always
my
bring
chick.
you back.
That's
Yeah.
right.
That's right.
So listen, when we come back, we're going to get a little bit of background on how Courtney, Victor, and Brian started raising the bar. And since speaking of relationships and marriage, how does that work when you have, the opposite sex? That those are your business partners, and then you got your spouse at home. How do they handle that? And how do they feel they working in well with the spouses? All right, that's what we're going to talk about when we come back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
You ready, sis?
I'm ready. Okay. Well, it doesn't burn, actually. It's very smooth.
No, I mean,
Yeah.
it's a smoky peaty stuff, but it's a smooth. It's
Every scotch I drink burns.
Is it?
Yeah, sometimes scotch drinks smooth.
Yeah.
So it just is something here.
I do like a bourbon, though. I love a bourbon, actually.
See, if you don't want that, I need to try some. If you're not gonna sip that, pour it into my glass, and I'm gonna pour some of this in. I'm gonna drink it. Yeah, this is my old fashioned.
Yeah, fix
This
it.
is a bottle aged old fashioned. I'm about to give you a
Oh
little
my
sip of
gosh.
Now, I love me an
You
old
ready?
fashioned. Yes, ready.
Okay.
this. I wish we had.
Oh, yeah, we're about to talk with all this going on. Welcome back. You're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And I have my guest here, Victor Hogan II, Emmy Award winner, and brand and lifestyle specialist, Courtney Rhodes. And I'm in here hanging with my diva. Hey, diva.
I like when she called me diva, y'all.
Because you know you are now. Don't let it
All
fool
right
you now.
now.
Come out here walking and shut the place down, okay?
Oh. You know, it's hard to keep up with Syndy B, y'all.
She taught me everything I know. Okay. Okay, so I want to get into the background of your. Tell us the business concept of your show and a little bit of background and how you all met and decided to come together.
All right, so Raising the Bar, there is another person who's part of this, a guy named Jason Young. He's actually a producer. He's a director. He does basically what I do.
Okay.
And we work together on projects. He's actually working on a feature film right now. He's in post-production on that, and we're working on it together. I'm post-production supervisor. He's the film editor.
Okay.
So he and I got to talking, and this guy's like, it's like a well of just ideas.
Okay.
We were on a trip to Indianapolis for work a couple of years ago. I was at a bar, and like I always at a bar, I talk to the bartenders. I like those guys. These guys and girls, they're great.
Right.
Because I mean, they have great stories. They
and
educate
they see a
me.
lot, right?
They see a lot. My thing is, I'm not an expert on this stuff, so like I'm not doing the show because I'm an expert. I'm doing the show because I enjoy it. And my thing is, we bring the experts on to educate us and our audience.
Absolutely.
So Jason sees me talking to the bartender. He's like, you know what, Vic, that's a show. And I'm like, what do you mean it's a show? He was like, I mean, they're just seeing you interact. I'm like, you're seeing you talk about the scotches and the bourbons and this and that. He's like, people need to know this stuff, and it's a great show. So we got to talking about it. And I said, that's not a bad idea, Jason. And I thought, I was thinking about a name for it, and I thought Raising the Bar. And so the Raising the Bar, like you said earlier, it could mean raising a bar in every area of your life.
Exactly.
So I kind of played off the whole bar thing. So the bar is just kind of the background. It's a backdrop, but really the show was a lifestyle show.
Right.
And Brian's not here right now. He had a family issue that came up. But from fashion and style to branding to how you carry yourself, your grooming. Relationships.
Yes.
I mean, it's literally a lifestyle show about raising the bar in your life across the bar. The bar.
Absolutely.
The board. So I mean,
across the bar. Hey.
Across the bar. Yeah, the
Okay.
bar or board. Either one works. I mean, that's basically the concept. So I met Courtney probably almost 10 years ago now.
Wow.
We were working on a project. It was a project we were working on with a mutual friend / client friend now, and through another mutual friend that we all know, and Vu, and it was a project. It was a reality show project that we met on. I was doing post production on it, and Courtney and I, we met then, and we kind of stayed in touch. Started doing stuff with her vlogs and her branding stuff, and I think Courtney has a brilliant branding mind. I like the way she carries herself. I like the way she rocks. I mean, I just like everything about just about her as a person, business wise.
That's
so
important.
when the show came up, I'm like, okay, I was talking to Jason about it. I'm like, okay, I need co-hosts.
Okay.
So I'm like, I thought about Brian, because Brian works. He's a bespoke stylist.
Okay. What is that? I saw that.
So bespoke. And hopefully, I don't know if he's a watcher right now. I wish he were here.
I know.
Yeah.
Hey,
So
Brian, when you watch.
Hopefully he sees this. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try not to botch this up.
Okay.
So basically, there is when men we go to clothing stores to buy, there are custom suits,
Okay.
and then there are bespoke
Okay.
suits.
Bespoke.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bespoke. So if I went into just a store, department store, and I wanted to get a custom suit, I can get a custom suit made, custom fit to me. It just, I mean, they'll measure me, get my measurements, and it'll fit good. Bespoke, they have to cut the pattern to your body.
Ooh.
And you have several fittings throughout the process.
Okay.
So it may take 4, 5, 6 weeks for you to get your suit, but they cut it to your body so that at every phase they remeasure you, and it's like, and this stuff is amazing. They have cut. They do the same thing with shoes. They measure you. They do it with your feet. Shoes, like custom shoes, like they do where he worked. They do custom shoes. And the stuff there is so beautiful. Like I love going to the shop.
So the fashion and the grooming is very important.
And
with
that's
how people are entertaining themselves in cigar bars and drinking experiences.
It's the whole thing. It's the whole thing.
So Courtney, tell me how. Okay, so you all met, but how did you decide to come together? How long have you been an entrepreneur?
Since 2009. But before that, I ran radio stations.
Oh, that's what I was hearing earlier today.
So,
okay.
yeah.
Okay. So, are you a connoisseur in the whiskeys and the bourbons and the scotch?
Absolutely not.
Uh-oh.
I am learning, and I am my role is that I'm curious.
I like that.
It's weird, but I actually have some really strong male relationships.
Okay.
And I'm that girl who always wants to know, like, what my boys are thinking so that I can regurgitate that to my girls. Right? Because they're always like, hook me up, whatever. So for me, I think it's a great concept because as I'm learning, I'm sharing what I'm learning with the girls. So it's kind of dope.
I love it. I love it. So speaking of that, sharing with your girls what the boys is thinking and stuff, I heard you say you know how a man thinks from a lady's point of view.
Right.
So I want to hear a little bit more about that, and we're gonna talk about the understanding the entrepreneur mindset when you're in a relationship. That can be very challenging for some relationships. But before that, we've got the 7:30 cray coming up. All right?
All right.
We're at that time. Y'all know what you're supposed to do. I'm going to read a story. You're going to tell me whether it's 7:30 crazy or not, okay? You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
That's probably mine. You know what? It might be mine.
It's on silent. It's on silent, y'all. My phone is silent, okay?
On vacay with the family.
Uh-oh. That's nice.
Yeah, funny. I can put it over there.
I see y'all. Hey, everybody. I see you guys.
Yeah, it's gone now.
Okay.
It was that phone.
Okay.
So
Oh, we should have been crazy.
That's why I had to
No, I don't. Okay. 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 All right, cool.
Yeah, you do what you do. You do what you do, Michael.
It's a whole lot smoother. Because that's been aged in a barrel for 40-something days, and it's been set. Yeah.
Okay.
It's really warm, smooth. If you want,
you're loving that.
Yeah, and I think if you don't want to drink, girls, pour that here.
Don't you?
Oh, okay. Well, give me another cup. I'm trying to tell you.
Don't hit it.
No. No, but this really is. It's really. It's my barrel.
I
get another cup. I can pour you some in another cup. If you want.
Now, what's your favorite drink, Courtney? Wine. Of course.
An old fashioned. So basically, it's bourbon based.
Easy and
So
simple.
it's bourbon,
That's
simple
me.
syrup, and bitters is basically the base of what it is. And I aged it for 40-something days in a barrel.
You're back.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm part of that on Facebook. I'm part of that. Yeah. Oh, pretty cool. Oh, nice. I'm part of them. It's really the Black Bourbon Society. Yeah.
Uh-oh, she writing it down.
My husband, he like
I gotta get him on this stuff. We gotta hang out. We got this cigar bar. Trying to tell you.
Have you been to Fellowship?
Yes, I have. Dope spot. No, what's that? Oh, I did hear about it. I've not been there. I want to go there though. I want to check it out. I heard about it.
What's the name of the spot, Michael?
Yeah, it's a cigar. It's a cigar bar here.
Okay. Where are they located so the people
right
know?
Here. It's right here. Yeah. I knew about that.
Oh, okay. Oh, I see. You know, and even the interior design of, you know, these cigar bars.
Dope.
They are taking it makes you want to get dressed up, you know?
I'm trying to tell you.
Yeah, even the women now. You find women hanging out at cigar bars.
They should.
I do want to go to that.
Syndy B say they should.
I know it's
Okay.
No, it's dope.
And why should they, Syndy B? Syndy say, hey. Why?
You know you always so beautiful.
Rocky Patel.
We're going to talk
cigar.
about it.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about it.
This is so good.
I'm watching you.
I'm telling you that this right here, this is like comfort. It's comfort in the glass. I can give you the recipe, but you have to buy the barrel though. It's a small. It's like a 3-liter barrel.
Oh wow!
And I mix it, put it in there, age it for 40-something days.
You mix it with your own secret ingredient.
No, it's actually it's an old-fashioned recipe. I forget. I can't think right now, but it's bourbon. Mm-hmm. It's simple syrup and it's bitters. But it all depends on what bitters you use. And
that's right. That sounds like something you might be marketing later on.
Yeah.
Marketing his own bourbon.
So, trying to tell you that it is a classic recipe. It all depends on what bourbon you use. You know, I think I use the Rittenhouse, and I usually after I don't do bourbon. I'm sorry, I do a rye.
I was gonna ask you.
I do a rye. I do a rye, not a bourbon. When I do my old fashions.
Okay. Yeah. These bourbon experts.
Yeah.
I just learned from the man.
I was gonna ask you, were you? You weren't always a bourbon drinker. No, ma'am. Yes.
Not until the husband.
Until Shorty brought in that experience for you.
Mm-hmm. I can't get with this. What is it?
Leo.
I'm not a big scotch
drinker.
Yeah.
My thing is, if I had to choose between to drink scotch and bourbon, I'm gonna pick scotch every time.
Really?
Brian would pick bourbon every time.
Would he?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So scotch, I'll take a scotch over bourbon any day.
And why?
I like the feel. It's a different feel. I can't explain it, but it's a different. It's something about it that's different to me.
I think it's an acquired taste, like red wine.
It might be, and I think also, I started on scotch, and then I went to bourbon. So folks are like, "Wow, you did that backwards."
I did bourbon first.
So I think if you start on bourbon, it's kind of hard to jump to scotch. It could be.
But how does it make you feel?
Smooth. And my thing is, the good thing about this stuff is you don't get drunk. Like you never get sloppy drunk. You never lose your mind. It literally, the more you drink, it just mellows you out. It just mellows you out. It's not a party drink.
Not a party drink.
It's not a party.
And just like you said, it's something you have to sip.
You sip on it
slowly.
I mean, you can sip on it and you're not gonna have hangovers. You're not.
Coming back. Hey, Boo.
And here we go.
Call me crazy one more time.
Not today. Out of Colorado.
He turns to me and he says, "Why so serious?"
Boy, you so crazy.
This station is now the ultimate power in the universe.
You ain't seen no sign of him being crazy, deranged.
It's the best ever. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And you know what time it is. It's 7:30, so it's time for that 7:30 Crazy, which is brought to you by Lamar Marie's Gourmet Popcorn. Okay, y'all ready?
Yes.
All right, so this is from Fox News. New Jersey suspect stole iPhone and posted selfie to victim's Instagram story. Police say authorities in New Jersey are asking the public to try to track down the alleged alleged thief who snapped a selfie from a stolen iPhone. The police department said Wednesday on Facebook, a man reported on May 16th that his iPhone had been stolen. Shortly after the theft, the suspect posted a close-up photo of himself, making a bizarre expression on the victim's Instagram story using the stolen phone. The photo showed a bearded man with brown eyes, glasses, and wearing a green fleece or jacket. Authorities say they were turning to Facebook for help in tracking down the suspect. Okay, Victor, I'm going to start with you. Is that 7:30 crazy to steal a phone and then post a selfie on the person's cell phone?
Absolutely is. Who does that? Like
a dummy, basically. Dumbass. Okay, Courtney, is that 7:30 crack?
Completely 7:30 crack.
RJ, is that 7:30
She
crazy?
know my answer. 7:30 cray.
Oh my
this guy clearly has nothing to lose
at all.
Well, he ain't got no common sense. Clearly,
he knew exactly what he was doing.
But do you know what my question is? Who reports a phone stolen? Like, do you report that to the police?
Yes.
I have never done that before. You got insurance. Yeah. Now, other things, some money, credit cards, or something like that, and somebody used my credit card.
We're reporting it, yeah.
I'm guilty. I've had to call the police.
You know, she old school now.
Oh, stop. I had to call the police simply because we tracked the phone.
Yeah.
And where we tracked it to, we had to make sure that the police were involved.
Oh, well, okay. Well, that makes sense.
So you got to explain yourself.
Yeah, you need to explain that part. Because all I would do is just call the insurance, the phone insurance company. Somebody stole my phone.
The phone is gone.
Replace it. I've never definitely.
Cindy, somebody want to know was if you could add to your 7:30 crazy tonight, whether or not returning the money that you took off of on the truck, is that 7:30 crazy or not?
Okay, no, we need to talk about that. So y'all heard about that? The money that was on the highway, and they're turning it in. Okay, Lord, sometimes the Lord be convicting my spirit these days, and I be like, Lord, don't do it.
Don't karma.
Be a blessing?
A lot of people are afraid of karma.
I am these days. Before I would have kept it. Before I would have kept it, but now I can't do it. I got to turn it in.
And they know that their cars were being people had some of their cars in video, and so they could get prosecuted, and I think that's why they do.
You think that's the only reason?
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think that's the only reason.
What you talk about,
right? I mean, we live in Georgia where abortion is illegal, and we know the people who make the decisions. You look at that video and saw what I saw, I would not trust those people to not prosecute me.
Who she said something.
Cindy, you never know when the eye is on you.
I
always say when you don't think somebody's watching you, you're being watched.
But you know what? And I'm gonna say this: I would give it back just because of how I am. I don't want to plant any bad seeds because I ain't got time to reap that harvest. Ooh, however, I just need you to break me off something. And I'm going to ask you to break me off something for return.
Think they really return all of it, though?
There you go. That's what I'm saying.
So let's just be honest. My daughter showed me the video, and I literally could see some license plates, right? Okay. So let's just be clear, right? So if I'm watching a video and I see my license plate stealing money that's not mine, no matter how I feel about it, I might return a little bit of it.
I took 21s. I'm giving you these 21s.
There you go. That's what I'm doing.
A little bit.
I'm walking into the...
I'm taking all of it, but I'm going to give you 21s back.
Yeah, I'm walking into the police station saying, Mr. Officer, here's the $32 that I got off of the expressway.
All ones, yeah.
But is it the same thing if you are walking and you park your car and I've stepped out at $100 bill or $20 bill and I put it in my pocket? That's not the same thing?
Well, no one has claimed that, but
where
the money clearly was claimed.
They said it was going to be prosecuted. That
Lord.
That was posted, and then people started to return.
So where did the money come from, though? So
we don't know.
It came from an armored truck.
Okay, so I think we kind of...
did it?
Yeah, no, an armored truck open. It's by my exit.
I think we kind of divided on this the second half of the 7:30 crazy. Ooh, I just need you to break me something off, and I'm going to ask you. Oh, do I get a 15% return fee? Okay, you're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
And Armor Truck did it. We're going to prosecute. We have video.
Armor Truck, I think this for prosecution, he messed up.
You have the option to return it if you were involved.
I think integrity is returning it, and integrity is giving me a cut.
However.
Yes, I would. If someone brought me a big stash, I either had zero or I have what you brought me back. I'm going to give you a little something what's in my affordability range.
Listen, you ever, misplace a phone or something that's very important to you, and later on you find someone brings it to you?
Yes, you feel so like,
what is the first thing you want to do?
Like hug them.
No, go in your pocket. Oh my God. Thank you so much. Yes. So.
Yeah.
And Lord bless me. Look at that. Look at that. Raining money from heaven. Look at God. Look at God.
So glad my child wasn't driving by.
I'm trying to tell you.
So well.
Man, look. I'm like, did you? How much did you get? Did they get you on camera? No, it's our money. Nah, they bugging. God bless me. Manna from heaven.
Yes. That's what you got to say to yourself every day. Every day.
I didn't bring it to the Armor Truck.
We got to call those things which be not as though they were.
Up. You should have been doing your job. Look at you.
You right now.
Right.
So they got the soundtrack for
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Oh.
Oh, word?
Of course it's not. Of course it's not.
Oh, okay.
Locked down.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta go see. Take the kids to go see Lion King.
I want to go to Syndy Bistro and kick back and order some food, order a steak and bottle of wine.
When she go to the movies, it has to be an experience.
It has to be an experience.
Okay, it's just not a movie. It's going to be an experience.
Yes. I'm ready. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And I have my lovely diva guest co-host RJ.
There she go again, y'all. Calling me diva. And again, I love it. All right.
That's right. So I want to get back into a conversation with my guests, Victor and Courtney. And now they have come together to create a lifestyle show called Raising the Bar. Please tell them where they can tune in, where they can get more information.
Here's where we are. You can't tune in yet because we're still shooting and we're still in the production phase and development stage. But you can check us out on Instagram at raising_the_bar3. And we're posting all many videos there. We're keeping you up to date on cigars, scotches, everything lifestyle related from myself, from Courtney, from Brian. But eventually, the goal is definitely that we're going to have it streaming somewhere, or we're going to have it on someone's network. But we're in the process of really heavy production, planning the stuff out, getting it right, putting it out there, and getting some money behind it.
Yes, that's right. You know how that goes now. Yeah. You know how that goes. Okay, Courtney.
Okay.
So, being married, both of you all are married. How do you feel and your spouse feel about working collectively, especially doing a show to this capacity? You're talking about bars, you're talking about drinking, you're talking about lifestyle, but all of that. How do they feel about that? And you too.
So my husband's very proud of it. He's proud of anything that I do that I'm passionate about, which goes back to choosing the right person for you, right? Doing your work on the front end. Victor and Carrie, his wife, are friends of ours, so,
that makes it easy.
It works
it's
out.
It's kind of nice. And so Victor and I were friends before either of us got married, right? So
that's true.
And I think they just know what it is. So they're both extremely supportive. Yeah.
What about you?
Yeah, my wife's, Carrie's supportive. You can't do this with an insecure person.
You can't.
Have you ever? Have either of you ever?
Yes.
It doesn't work for me. I have not, but it's because it just wouldn't get to a relationship if that person was. So, my personality.
Yeah, and Carrie, she's very, very secure in who she is.
Exactly.
And that's not an issue. And she knows what it is. She knows what I do. Right. And my thing is, I'm open. You know who Courtney is or whoever I'm working with. I'm gonna introduce. This is my wife. It's not a secret. And as long as if I keep her in the loop, it's not an issue. Now, if I'm hiding something, which I don't have a reason to, then of course there's gonna be questions like, okay, why didn't I know about X, Y, and Z? Well, I would. I'm like, Carrie, why didn't you tell me? Anybody's gonna ask, why is that a secret?
Right.
Yeah. So but my thing is, and it's what I do. She knows. When we met, I'm like, this is what I do. I'm in television and film. This is what I've always done. That's never gonna change. So
that makes me think about RJ. How do you feel about boundaries in a relationship? I know me personally, I don't like to feel constrained. I like to be inspired.
Yes.
I like to be inspired to like be flexible, but I don't like to be told what to do.
Ooh, we're the same kind of people. We're the same kind of people, and that goes to say with men and women in matchups. You know, you want to, have someone that has that same type of interest and that's that same type of person that you are.
Right.
And with me and my partner, we're best friends, and so we have that.
Right.
Yes.
We have that. I think that it is, important again. We talk about relationships, but the reason these relationships are working for the people that are sitting at the table today is because of the type of partners that we match up with. Absolutely. You wouldn't have that same type of relationship if it wasn't with him. You can still be the person you are and be with someone else, and that relationship completely fails. So again, and I think the older we are, we choose our partners better.
Yes,
absolutely.
I agree with that.
Speaking of entrepreneurship, I know both my husband, I don't think he was necessarily an entrepreneur mindset when we first got together, but he definitely wasn't the corporate. He's, played football coach, so he didn't live the traditional 9 to 5. So, we mesh well together. But what are your thoughts and perspective on, or what can you share to the audience when you're entrepreneurial mind, but you're with someone who is that corporate, that straight and narrow, how they can make that work together, and can they?
Let me start with that. Because when I met Carrie, I honestly, she wasn't my type, and I wasn't her type. It was a blind date.
Okay.
Because she is corporate.
Okay.
And she's like high up corporate.
Okay.
And she's like the slave. I mean, she goes to school. She's dressed to the nines.
And you're more the free spirit.
When we met, I had locks. I told you earlier.
Oh, yeah,
I
those
had
dreadlocks.
I had locks up my back, tied up in a bun, and I've been a creative my entire life, and that's never going to change.
Right.
So, but here's the thing: when you deal with someone like that, you actually strengthen each other, because as a creative, like I need that balance. Because my thing is, as a creative, like we tend to be, because I'm like 100% creative. But what she brought was structure, and what she brings is structure, the business structure, and she's like. Early on, it used to really piss me off. I'm like, if you don't get out of my business and let me do what I do. But as time went on, I'm like, this actually helps. Like, I need this structure because it's a business, and I have to understand how this works. So, you can't look at it as a conflict. Look at it as, okay, you bring this strength to the table.
That's right.
I bring, because we're opposites, and like we need fit like a puzzle. Like I need that side.
Right.
So I mean, it works. I mean, because we're definitely opposites when it comes to our careers. Because she's corporate, and she's probably be VP in a second. Like, I mean, like real talk, like she's on that track. That's not me though.
But you're a lot like Syndy and I. We're a lot. Let me just say we're very free spirits, just like Syndy stated. We like to be free.
Yeah.
Right.
And that's free and unencumbered of whatever we're trying to do.
Yes.
And it's important to me, it's important to us to have, people that truly support you, and not just your partner, but your friends, your family, to make sure that you're employing people in your circle that truly support you.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
But you know what, in my opinion, if you are that corporate mindset, I need you to have my back then.
Right.
Like, I need you to have my back because I can't change who I am, and I'm not trying to change you. Right. So we both, as long as I'm working hard, as long as, I'm not like, don't know what to do with my life. I'm a free spirit. Now, that's a different story.
Right.
That's a different story. But if I'm out here grinding every day and I'm hustling, and I'm,
Absolutely.
I need you to,
to complement that.
Because if you keep moving forward, you are going to get there.
Yes.
No, absolutely.
You're going to get there.
That's
so I just need you to hold it down. Hold it down.
And it's a good balance.
Yeah.
They give you the strategy, right?
Yeah.
But I think Carrie has helped you with strategy
a lot.
and just making really strong business decisions.
Do you think that the free spirit, the artist, should let the corporate handle the books, the accounting?
I think it's
depends.
personal. I think it just depends on the dynamics of that individual relationship.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I am definitely a creative person, and I'm always I'm an innovator is what I call myself.
Right.
But I'm also about them them coins.
Absolutely.
And I check everything. I check
Yes.
everything. I balance everything. I am
Yes.
looking at. I'm
That's
paying
my money.
I'm looking at it all.
Yes.
That's the money.
Yes.
My husband be like, here you go. Work it out. But okay, so question. With all of that said, as an entrepreneur, you're a female, Courtney, but as starting from the man's perspective, and RJ, you can chime in on this because I know, I know Greg, but the pressures that a man has to provide for his family. What are your feelings on that? Is it even harder as an entrepreneur, or just in general? It's just what are the pressures of a man?
Geez, that's a broad question. I have a wife and kids.
Yes.
So like I got to provide for them. Yes, but on the same note, I don't let ego get in the way. My thing is, if my wife if she's bringing something to the table that's equal to or greater than me, I'm like, you know what, we're a team. Let's rock it out. I'm not the guy who's like, I know I've heard stories about guys like, don't ever date a woman who makes more than you because she's going to be controlling, blah, blah, blah. You picked the wrong woman.
Yeah.
That's that chick.
Absolutely.
It's not because she has no money. That's just her. And that's because you're weak. That's something you got going on. But if you come together as a team, you understand this is what it is. My wife, if I'm grinding, like to your point, I'm always busy. I was up to 3:00 last night working.
Yes.
On the film. I'm filling up. I got this morning, went to the office, executive producer at this day corporate executive producer position that I got, and I was there all day. And then I got off there, and I'm here now. When I'm done here, I'm probably going to go home and back to the edit suite again. So my thing is, I'm always rocking it out, and the money's coming in. Because I got to take care of my family. So, the pressure is there, not so much as a man, but just as a person. I don't do the whole gender thing. Like, that to me is like... Especially in this day and age, is like, why are we doing that still? My thing is, I make what I make, and I bring a lot to the table. I bring a lot to the table. She brings a lot to the table. I have the potential to bring a whole lot more to the table. She is the same. So we're kind of rocking it together. It goes back to you're a team.
Right. Courtney, what are the pressures from a woman who's the entrepreneur, and the ups and downs of being a small business or entrepreneur? What are the pressures as a woman that you have?
I think the hardest one for me actually was being a single mom.
Okay.
Quite frankly, when my daughter was younger. I've been doing this for a while now, so I've found a really nice balance.
Right.
But it's just, playing the mom role, playing the wife role, being the mom, being the wife, handling the responsibilities. And again, like Victor said, there are times when I do overnighters, even now. And my husband, he won't say anything. But if I do it consistently, he'll be like, honey, you got to find better balance because it's not good for you. And that's true, right? Like, I know that. But I love what I do. I'll get in this strategic mindset, and I literally will do overnighters. So it's finding that balance to still make sure I'm fueling her up, I'm fueling him up.
Right.
Now it's a lot better because she's 21, but when she was younger, it was tough,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So for me, I've been an entrepreneur literally my whole life.
Right.
And Greg is an entrepreneur.
Right.
And to your question, it is very hard for the modern day man today, especially a black man, to be the caretaker, to be the provider.
Right.
In today's time, you have more women who do make more money because the opportunities are being afforded to women a lot more than your average, let's say, black guy.
Right.
And it's causing a problem in the households too, because men aren't being seen as head of the households based on what they're bringing to the table.
Oh, that's great.
Okay. And we're seeing it. I see it all the time. And you have women that are disrespecting their husbands, treating them like what they see on reality shows. And
I can't say
we know. And so I just wanted to make that point. It is very hard for the modern day man, and especially the modern day black man, to be the provider.
Yeah, I completely agree, with that. I as much as I do feel, believe, and stand by women, we hold a lot on our shoulders in that we don't share, and we make it look easy. But the pressures of a man, I give a shout out to Greg, to your husband, and to, of course, to my honey bun, Shorty Ryan, Shorty Buchanan, of all that, and Michael McFadden. Okay,
all these entrepreneurs.
Yes, but not entrepreneur or not, the real men out there really holding it down and being responsible, taking on that weight of taking care of their family because they could not and there are a lot of men out there who they're just like, well,
Right.
Yes. What you gonna do?
Yes.
But no, so that's I want to make sure that I give a shout out to the men. So when we come back, I want to talk about Courtney's statement, how a man thinks. She knows how a man thinks from a lady's point of view, and we're gonna get into a little bit of dating conversation when we get back. Shout out to Aunt Diane, Auntie Lola, my cousin Amadi, and everybody else. Hey Donna, you're listening to the Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. And we have been having some great conversation, but I've had a special guest come up in the building. One of my advertisers / sponsors, Lamar Marie's Gourmet Popcorn, but also a friend of mine. Y'all know Virginia. I'm from Virginia. Yes. Virginia is for lovers. And he brought us some love in the building with our gourmet popcorn. Yes. Ooh, Snickerdoodle. So we're going to have him talk about not just what he brought us today, but the wine that he brought to pair it with. Y'all didn't know. Wine can pair with popcorn. Y'all know how I feel about my red wine.
Oh, that's why I'm over here laughing, because you pair wine with everything, okay?
Yes. Wine. I'm about that wine life. Red wine. Yes. Red wine. So listen, we are now at that top of the hour. When we come back, I'm going to let Rylan is his name. Excuse me. I'm going to let him come on and talk a little bit about his vision behind his gourmet popcorn. It's been I think 2 or 3 years now, and who his partners are. But we're going to have him join in on some relationship talk too, because he's a life coach. All right, he's a life coach up there in the VA, and we're going to get into some relationship talk. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and y'all stay tuned in. We'll be right back. Be back.
Okay, so I don't gotta really do anything. Okay. But you know I can if you want me to. You remember Riley?
Yeah, your sound.
He all swole up now. Swole up like that back in the day.
Oh, she telling it.
I'm telling the business.
He has some mango seasons, huh? Remember back in the day, so you need a few more mango seasons.
Okay.
Talking to the mic for me, VA.
All right.
You good?
Let me show y'all who we got in the house. Ooh. Go ahead and say hi.
I'm ready.
Oh, say hi. Oh, hey. Oh, hey, right here. Hey. Hey.
All right. Oh.
That was blurry.
I think. It's kind of low.
I love the music, Michael. Yes.
Oh, yeah, it sounds good. That music good.
Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. Our first hour, we had a lot of conversation with my guests, Victor Hogan II, Emmy Award winner, Victor Hogan II,
okay,
and Brandon Lifestyle Specialist, Courtney Rhodes. And even though Fashion Stylist Brian Short is not here, they are the creators of Raising the Bar. Make sure you click the link in the last post and on our live that I posted and find out more information. And we will definitely keep you posted on when they go live, where you can find out or to actually tune in to all that they're putting out there for the lifestyle of our people, of the peoples, okay? And we talked about, is marriage overrated? You know that I always ask that question.
Yes.
I finally answered it a little bit.
She did.
They gave us a little bit of background on their business concept, how they met, the entrepreneurial mindset, and how you do the entrepreneurial life with your spouse.
With your spouse or
when
partner.
your business partners are of the opposite sex. Yes, you missed that, Rylan.
Missed that juicy stuff.
Okay, so now we have in the building we've known each other for a very long time. Y'all know I'm from Virginia. Rylan Jones.
Look how she looking.
Is in the building. Also, I can't believe how swole you are.
That is funny.
I just eat Cheerios and do push-ups.
Hey, okay, that's what you do. Okay, no, I'm just kidding. And he is also one of the founders of Lamar Marie's Gourmet Popcorn in Lauderdale, Richmond.
Yeah, it's,
in Lauderdale, Virginia. Sorry.
Yeah, it's in Richmond, Virginia, on Lauderdale Drive.
Got it.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
So introduce yourself.
You just did. I'm Rylan Jones, serial entrepreneur.
That's right.
Yeah, that's me.
All right, and tell them a little bit about what you brought us today.
Well, I brought you guys 2 of the flavors we have now. In the store in Richmond, we have 40-plus flavors. And we also have our own private collection of wine. And on the back of the bottle, it tells you what flavor that wine pairs with. So I brought you a red because you like it, and the 2 flavors I brought you pairs with that wine specifically.
That's right.
Yeah.
So
lovely.
Okay, you guys.
I was gonna say, let's pass that bottle. Let's see what we
So,
got.
and it says, I love that it says on the back what it pairs well with.
Oh,
Yeah.
So it pairs well with. Thank you, RJ.
Popcorn.
Dark chocolate sea salted caramel.
I
just
and
traded
the
mine.
snickerdoodle, and it pairs well with the snickerdoodle as well.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Ryan.
Thank
You are
you.
welcome. You're welcome. My pleasure.
We like those kind of stop-ins.
Yes. So tell them you were here for an event at the America's Mart. Tell us a little bit about that.
Just here trying to grow the brand and grow the business. So at America's Mart, it's all retailers looking to buy wholesale from vendors.
Okay.
And it's huge. It's crazy. I had no idea. It's my first time.
Yes.
It's nuts.
Yes.
How did it go for you?
So far for me, it's good for me.
Right.
And the size that I am. I have a couple neighbors and booths that are getting, 5,000 unit orders. And if that came to me, would I say yeah?
Yeah.
Would I fall out? Yeah. I play it off while they was there. Oh, yeah, easy, I got you. As soon as they walk out, I go in the back and cry.
What is we gonna do?
A little bit. Yeah. Let me get
What is
myself
we
together.
gonna do?
Yeah. Assemble the posse.
That's right. No, America's Mart is known for having their big events, their expos and things there. So when you told me you were going there, I was like, oh, it's a big deal. That's going on.
Yeah.
So it was 3 days?
This one is 4.5 days.
Okay.
Yeah, in Sunday. We started yesterday.
Got it. Okay. So you're going to join us in this relationship talk?
Sure.
He don't have no choice. He's in the dungeon now.
Yeah, I don't have a choice.
That's right. You
got me
on lockdown. You on lockdown. Okay. So when we went to our last break, I read a little bit of one of Courtney's statements where she knows or likes to share how a man thinks from a lady's point of view. Share a little bit about what you mean by that and how you do that.
Well, a good example is like Victor and me and Brian. After we're shooting, we will sit around and smoke cigars and drink, and we just talk, right? And so I think when you're around your close friends, you just talk. Like there's no filters, there's no masks. You talk. You talk about how you see the world. You talk about things you like and women, like guys, like things that turn you on, things that turn you off. And so just because, I'm a reformed tomboy, quite frankly. I've kind of always, I grew up around boys. I was a daddy's girl. Like I did tomboy things. I've always been both a guy's girl and a girl's girl. I'm more of a girl's girl now. So I think it puts me in an interesting place because I can hear those conversations. And then when I talk to my girlfriends and they're asking my advice, I'm telling them from my friends, some of the guys' point of view or perspective.
Right.
I'm curious.
Right. So when you said that you're a reformed tomboy, what are your thoughts, and I want to hear from the men too, what are your thoughts on that girl who's always stuck in that lane where she can, her looks, her personality might attract a guy initially, but then she consistently, I know a couple people off the top of my head, they consistently fall in the friend zone because they're too much of like relatable to the guys.
Yeah. I've never had that problem.
Okay.
Because I've kind of known how to play both roles, and I think because my mom made it very clear, right, that I was a girl. Like I would get reminded, and then I also think like even for me in corporate America, I was in a very male-dominated role for so long. But I'm still a girl, right? Like, I feel like a girl, you know, like I'm a girl. I talk like a girl. I think like a girl. But I'm just exposed. And I think that for those girls, I think that she just has to know who she is. Because the right guy, it doesn't matter, really. Like, we can't put people into bubbles, right? Like, that's why we have gender fluid. Like, people are gender fluid right now, right? So it's really just about, no matter who you are, being authentic. Like, if I was a tomboy for forever, that's cool. If that's, you know, authentically who I am. So I think you just have to be confident in who you are and not worry about how other people, the right people will come if you're true, right?
Yeah.
And you can't worry about the dynamics. It's when we're not comfortable or confident in our skin, I think that we put ourselves in those little boxes.
Okay, so I'm going to ask you, RJ. So I do agree that you have to be authentically yourself. Yes. Right? But I also think that you also need to be conscious and aware of how you're interacting with your male counterparts and then I'm gonna come to you, Rylan. You know, I think that everything is not meant to be. I don't think that everything is meant to be exposed to the opposite sex. If that's your interest, and when it comes to males, I don't think that. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I want to be clear on what you're asking.
So she was saying you got to be authentically yourself and be okay with the skin that you're in, and the right people will come. But don't you think you kind of got to play the game a little bit, or do you just be who you are?
Are we playing the game a little bit with just anybody or with the person that we're partnering up with?
But I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't know. I don't know.
I understand where you're coming from.
Okay.
I do understand where you're coming from, and I of course I do agree with Courtney as well. We should be authentic and we should be ourselves. But if I think I'm understanding you, we want to still have room to still be free. We still want to have room to grow. And in terms of, do you share everything? I wanted to get on that because you made that statement,
right?
And I want to be clear on that. Are you asking?
Okay, let me
ask
Rylan.
Not to share everything with your partner?
Not that part. Like Rylan. Hey, I need you to be present. Okay, so
I'm present.
All right. So, for example, I have a friend, a really close friend. She is very attractive, and she can attract whatever kind of man she wants, but then she always ends up in the friend zone. And so one of the things, like, let me give you an example. Like, she prides herself on being able to take a chicken wing and get all the meat and skin off the bone, and she loves sports, and then she's like, and then all of a sudden she's in the friend zone. Like, so that's what I mean. Like, that she's being authentically herself?
Now I get it. Okay, let me answer that.
What are your thoughts on that in terms of, do you keep some things to yourself as a lady, even though you can roll with the fellas?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think you should. I agree with what you said. I feel like you should be authentic, and that eventually the person that matches that will present themselves. Because if you hold too much back, I get, we don't go wide open when we first meet somebody, right? Right. Either side. If we hold too much back, then the person that we are attracted to, that may become attracted to us, is not attracted to us. You know what I mean? They're attracted to that representative, and I feel like you should just. I mean, if you can clear the whole. First of all, that's impressive. You know what I mean?
You know what? Pop it together.
Exactly. That's super impressive. But I feel like you should be authentic. And if you end up in the friend zone and that's not where you want to be, then that's just a different decision you got to make.
Right.
And eventually, you won't end up in the friend zone. You'll find that match who wants to put you in the zone you want to be in.
So perhaps it's something else. So perhaps it's something else within themselves that can, because the two people that I'm having in mind, they consistently are in
the friend zone, and they will continue to be in the friend zone.
Yeah, they have another problem.
That's what I want to speak on. You got it.
So that's exactly what I said. It's got to be something else, and I stay out, my friends.
It ain't chucking the wing off. That's not gonna get you anything but more conversation from these men. If you're looking for more from them, then you may have to put chicken wing down.
Okay.
Yeah. I feel like
so
too.
Listen.
Just for now.
Yeah.
So listen, when we come back, we're going to continue on this dating conversation. Now we got the men in the building. I need to make sure that I kind of tap into their heads. I want to know what they feel about on one night stands. Sex on the first night, okay?
I hope we have time.
It's amazing.
I hope we have time for all this.
Shut the camera.
Okay, is amazing sex that important after a particular age? I need to know all of that from the men, okay? You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9, and we'll be right back.
I ain't worried about carrying with my mom. I know I'm doing. My mama's married. That's different. Yeah. I'm cool. That's when you don't put them out. I'm like Carrie's like she knows.
Okay, let's see what Philip had to say.
Oh my kid, like.
All right, Philip, Syndy B.
What happened?
So we got Philip Walker. Philip said being authentic is the only way to go. If you, I'm trying to read it, y'all, my eyesight. If you try to hide anything at all, then the true parts will eventually, can I see that? It was a typo. Will eventually come to light anyway. Yes, sir. And we do agree, Philip.
Okay. You know, and what I mean by that, I don't think you should hide important things. But like,
These words are so small, y'all.
For a while, I didn't.
You ready?
Are we good?
No, not you, Courtney.
Are y'all ready? I'm gonna try to tell the truth now.
You was over here struggling.
I just paused my live feed.
Syndy said, "Tell the truth."
What are you talking about? This is my parents. I just stopped streaming. I'm trying to tell you, them they in my head. I'm like, yo, I don't care about my wife. We good. Like I talk about everything. I don't care about shit. We good.
Oh, God.
Mom and dad. I'm like, yo,
we
y'all
got
need to hear
mom
this
and
right
dad
here.
watching y'all, so we got.
I know how you feel.
Put your headphones on. We're gonna bring her into some future, some of that government official budget. You gotta keep in mind, you only do 30 seconds. You can only do 30 seconds of the music, so you gotta watch your clock. Okay. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Syndy, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Okay. She said she stay ready.
Okay.
Allegedly.
You know what? Don't play me now. Don't play me. Oh, I can't. I just called him. He said he's very proud of you.
Oh, nice.
Thanks, Daddy. Welcome back. You're listening to The Unbroken Experience with Syndy B on Power 108.9. We're about to get into some good conversation, but before we do that, I want to make sure that my guests have provided for you where you can contact them. And also, I need all my people to click on the link and buy some popcorn from Lamar Marie's Gourmet Popcorn. Victor, tell them the website for Raise the Bar again.
Go to Instagram, raising_the_bar 3. Sorry.
All right. And tell them your Instagram page, too.
Mine is at VHO2.
At VHO, the number 2.
Yeah, VIHO.
Okay. Courtney, tell them where they can find you on Instagram.
At the Brandista.
That's
Ooh,
right.
the Brandista.
Yeah, I like that.
All right, Rylan, tell them both your business page and your personal page.
Okay. You can do Lamar Marie's is at Lamar Marie's, LamarMarie. And my personal page is Rylan Jones, RIALANDJONES. I keep it simple.
Yes.
Yeah.
Got to keep it simple, okay? Mm-hmm. All right, so let's go on and get on into this because y'all know this 2 hours goes by real fast, okay? So I'm going to start with Rylan because he don't have a filter. You know what? Rylan has no filter. I remember this from high school, okay? So it can come off mean.
A little bit.
Back in the day. Back in the day, it can come off mean.
Okay.
But he was so great. I loved Rylan back in the day. Okay. So, Rylan, one night stands, yes or no? For wifey?
Sure.
For a wifey?
Yeah, why not?
Okay. So, explain.
I feel like it kind of goes along with the authentic conversation. Like, I mean, we grown. We're not talking about, for lack of better words, like the youngsters that, they don't really, they kind of, I don't know, they're just looking for a good time, but we grown. We know what we like, what we want. If it's there and it kind of goes that way and you feel like it's there and then it leads to whatever,
right?
I feel like cool.
I agree with that at our age.
That's where we want to go with it.
Our age.
Yes, yes. You know who you are.
Yes.
You know?
You ain't got to do all that.
That's right.
So you can go on and do that. But I feel like at a younger age, Victor, I'll ask you, you the male, and we'll not put words in a man's mouth, okay? Do you think at a young male can handle understanding that she's still a woman, she can still be a good woman and all of that with having a one-night stand or sex on the first night?
Depends on the man or the boy.
Yeah.
Okay, right.
Honestly, because we're all different. I mean, people tend to lump us all into one group.
Right.
And that's not true. Some guys at 50 still can't handle it.
And depends on the woman, too,
it
don't it?
Depends on the woman.
Absolutely.
It depends. I can't really give a broad stroke answer to that.
Yeah.
So, at this age, if I could speak, well, not right now because I'm married, but, before I got married, when I was in between marriages, I did have a one-night stand, I had a couple.
Okay.
And some turned into a 2-night stand. But, did I disrespect her? No.
Tell the truth now.
It is what and that's real.
Yeah.
Yes.
But did I disrespect her? No. My thing is you're a grown woman. Like, I'm not going to you're a person, you're your own person, you have a career. I'm not going to look at you any less or different because I did the same thing you just did.
Right.
So that means something's wrong with me then if I think something's wrong with you.
That's the truth.
So,
but there are those,
Yeah.
where they look at women differently sometimes. Courtney, what are your thoughts on that?
So I think, again, it's about what you can handle, right? Like, you have to know as a woman, I can't speak on behalf of men, but what you can handle, right?
Sure.
The next day, can you look at yourself in the mirror and be cool with it? And if you can rock with it, right? Like, life is for us to experience and figure out. So I think the most important thing is just to know your boundaries, and you might just be trying to get your life, and if that's the situation,
and
then
that's
do
okay.
that, right?
Yes.
But I think the most important thing is just know you and what you can handle, and know your boundaries, and just rock with living your best life, whatever that means.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For me, I think women, if you find yourself with a one night stand, I think, after that one night stand, don't continue to treat yourself like you're just the one night stand.
Right.
That's a good
you
point.
may actually have had a one night stand with a person that can potentially, be a lifelong mate. But if you're acting like that one night stand, or maybe you're just being a little bit too desperate, then you it's like the friend zone we were talking about.
Right.
Sometimes, you walk into situations one way and you never know how to get from one point to the next point.
Right. Okay, so let me tell you, what were you going to say,
I was
Courtney?
just going to say, or maybe that's what she wants. Like, she might just want a one night stand.
She might. Now, I do know some. They felt some women. They felt like it's just no ties. You know, just I want a great night. Like, don't call me, or we don't really got to talk like that. Or we could be friends after that, and that's totally fine. I'll tell you, I wasn't a fan of the one night stand. There's nothing wrong with it. I think it's completely okay. Sorry, mom and dad. Okay, but I've never had it, and it's for two reasons. One, what if it's bad? Then I just wasted my time.
Yeah,
that's true.
That's now
true.
doggone it, I done wasted some time. This was terrible.
Yeah.
And
true.
yes. Oh, it'd be like, damn it, that wasn't even worth it. You know.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but the second thing was, me personally, I've had some stalkers in my life. And so I didn't want to do it unless I was prepared for what could potentially come after the next day.
Yeah.
Even for me, like if, I wanted to make sure that I was prepared if I got emotional, like am I emotionally connected, or are they more emotionally connected than what I prefer?
Right.
So I just didn't. I just will just wait, and then by the time I was ready, something would be revealed. Like, ooh, I didn't waste that one. For me. But that brings me to my next question in terms of when you're dating someone. Is I think in your
I personally think communication is key, right? So, in this